All right, so we put together some examples. This way you could have a good look at the pressing issue when we talk about fentanyl and renal failure and how that's going to, or why that's going to be so important for you to keep embalmers reports. Now, if you'll notice, our embalmers reports do use total chemical concentration complements of the embalm calc app. If you don't have that, you should really end this video now and go and download it. Our example embalming reports show an operation by two qualified embalmers of a fentanyl case, which had fentanyl patches in actually two spots. And this is a 150-pound person, and their starting injection is 7.5% total concentration. And if you haven't noticed already, their second injection, after 192 ounces, they began 64 ounces of an 18% total concentration to get the firmness that they were looking to achieve. Now, what's important to realize is after embalming, this was not a case that was totally and completely firm. This was a case where they got the results that they were looking for. Said again. Now, we're going to just move over to another case here. This one's an autopsy case. And their initial injection here, you might know autopsy cases, it is common practice to account for or to make up for pressure loss within the case, that an embalmer might boost their total concentration. Again, embalm calc helps us to do that and be mindful of how we're doing that. They began their injection at 9.4% total concentration. And what you'll see is that they bump it up to, after 64 ounces, they bump it up to 12.2 for a whole gallon, and then they bump it actually again to 13.5. Still not achieving their results. They do it again to get to 15% total concentration. Again, a case where they got the firmness that they were looking for, demonstrating the importance of understanding total concentration index for tackling these very difficult cases, fentanyl and renal failure. Fentanyl, opiates, combined with formaldehyde, and they produce ammonia. Renal failure, plenty of ammonia. Ammonia neutralizes formaldehyde. This is a problem. This demonstrates how difficult it can be to take on these cases. This was done by two professional embalmers, and what we're attempting to demonstrate is, would you have begun with concentrations this large? Would you have bumped it up this high to get the results you would have achieved? Bear in mind, you can only do so much with one tank, and you can't fix a bad tank. So we want to shed light of some of the innovation behind our two-tank bucket head embalming machine, which is what you'll see here. Now, we have heard a lot of preaching regarding correcting the chemistry of the body, and so there's an example of this being done here, also a fentanyl patch case where rectifiant and a ProFlow were injected against a closed vein to saturate the tissue prior to the injection. And you'll notice it does help to some degree, but the embalmer using the bucket head is using a 3% total concentration, not getting the results that they're looking for. Coloring, sure, but not the results that they're looking for in terms of firmness. They simply switch a tank and hit with 7.5% solution for 32 ounces. And then they switch back to get the color at 32, and they do another switch back to that 7.5%, and they take care of the case with ease and comfortability and with very little difficulty. Now, we also see the embalmer here taking on the autopsy case in a similar way. Condition the body with a pre-injection very easily. Then they switch tank to a 5%. Then they switch tank again for 64 ounces to a 10%. Again, getting the results that they're looking for, making it very easy to do that, switching between tanks. A real game changer for fentanyl and renal cases is the bucket head with 2 tanks. Like, share, subscribe, and remember, download Embalm Calc. I don't know how you would attempt to take care of these cases unless you're really into guess and check. But remember, it is somebody's loved one, so do what you do. Take care.